My name is Jowelle de Souza, and I am or was the independent candidate for San Fernando West. Tonight, I have been invited here to give you my views and how I felt and what I did and what I did not do. First, to begin, I don't know why, but everywhere I go, everybody asks me to discuss the LBGTI issues. I don't know why. I guess some people actually think that, well, maybe I am the queen of it all, you know. However, my campaign was because of the fact that I had thought that both political sides had failed Trinidad and Tobago, and that we were in need of independent people to take office so that we could fix all these problems that we speak about. And so I went up independently. My campaign was never surrounded by the fact of gender. People did not, there were times people brought it up, but most of the time it was for country and not to use gender. And most of the time when people asked me my opinion on the LGBTI situations in Trinidad and Tobago, I would say there was no need for me to bring it to the forefront because I would look like if I were using that to build my campaign. So I never one day did that. I want to let you know that one of the major reasons too that I decided to run for office in 2015 was because I thought that, and I knew for sure that the government that was there, they had made such phenomenal, they had done such a large amount of work to be able for me to stand up as a person who has like changed my life, transgender we call it. And for me, I thought that the government of the day gave me that opportunity because they had put a lot of culture, many cultures came together, and I felt that the time was right. Prior to that, under the Manning administration, I felt that they never brought it up. They never gave me a space where I could truly be who I am, whether I wanted to be independent or political party or what. So in 2015, I felt that we had come to a time that I can go up and I could, let people see me for being independent, for me being transgender, for me being able to give back to society. And that was the reason why I took on that. It was a great experience. I want to tell you that it was a phenomenal experience because the fact that at that time, this country was so angry with both political sides that they came at you and you got a lot of support. One of the things that drew back my campaign was the fact that the campaigning was the political parties campaigned in a way that you expected one was so bad that you wanted them out. And by the end of the campaign, it had been that they wanted the UNC out, they campaigned on reasons, and they needed every support. So all independents who went up independently, their campaign was doomed because they campaigned in a way to remove the existing government. However, I think that great messages were sent. It was sent for an entire country where we knew that we now have an option. And we will continue to fight. We will continue to fight for all the different rights, whether we be independent, whether we be party or in politics. As for my gender, let me see what I can tell you. We have had one good year. Out of this, for me, I have been invited to England to talk about it at their parliament. We have been invited to Hillary Clinton is using a lot of the gender and equality and so forth in her campaign. And so we've been invited to different political parties. We work with a Westminster similar to England, and Clinton's and the American government, they have another government instrument. So, but we've been invited because all over the world, gender is the in thing. Gender is where the world is headed. A matter of fact, as we all know, who's into gender, that in some countries, very developed countries, the LBGT is third gender. And so Trinidad and Tobago, they would have to, I think that we're much more ready for that now. I mean, I went out there and I survived. I don't think that I was ridiculed at all. A matter of fact, if anything at all, I had a lot of respect thrown at me. Internationally, we've been invited to everything internationally that there is. So it's a good time for Trinidad and Tobago. I tell everybody everywhere I go that it is a good time for Trinidad and Tobago. But that came, I felt that it was more comfortable to be more open, to be able to participate because of the last governance. The last 5 years, I felt having a woman in Parliament made our society very compassionate. It gave us mothers were more understanding of their children. Parents were more understanding. And I didn't find that prior to then. So I think it's a great time for Trinidad and Tobago. I hope that the government that we have now, they will continue. However, I agree with him. I do not think that it is an issue that they will rightfully entertain. I do not. I remember Hazel Brown asking the former prime minister before she left to act on it, but I don't know. I don't think that they will act on it, this government, because they've always been so much. I've even asked Dr. Rowley about it, and I did not get a thorough answer from him. Maybe, now it's a good time to ask them more. But I had a great experience. I would do it again all over if I had to. I wish that we all can work together to find ways forward for Trinidad and Tobago, because it's the right thing to do. Thank you very much.